Hey, Washington campus, Brad here with some encouragement and a look ahead at some things happening at the Washington campus this week. The first thing I want to talk about is I heard a statistic this past year that I have not been able to stop thinking about. And here it is. Most adults, as adults, have not read any of the four Gospels. So most adults, as adults, have not ever read for themselves either Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John. And why that fascinates me is because, one, that tells me that we have people in the church, if this is most adults, who haven't read the Gospels for themselves. But it also tells me that there are then people out there who are saying, Christianity's not for me, the church isn't for me, and they've never read the Gospels for themselves either. They've never examined the life and ministry of Jesus for themselves to really make that decision, but yet they have made a decision. Well, that's one of the many reasons that I have been excited to have at the Washington campus. We started a few weeks ago, Bible study on Wednesday nights from now up until Easter, where we are looking at the life and ministry of Jesus. We're using all four of the Gospels. We're weaving those together to paint a picture of what the life and ministry of Jesus was like. And I'm excited because this Wednesday, the study begins at 6:30. You can join us in person, or you can join us through Zoom, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But this Wednesday, what we're looking at this week is the Sermon on the Mount. Matthew chapters 5, 6, and 7, the Sermon on the Mount. And all you need to know about the Sermon on the Mount is that when Jesus is finished with this message, the people, their jaws are on the ground. They have never heard teaching like this, and they are stunned. And so I can't wait to do a deep dive on the Sermon on the Mount. One of the interesting things that happens during the course of the Sermon on the Mount is Jesus will say, you have heard, or you have heard that it was said. And then what he proceeds to do is say, okay, this is what you've heard, but it's not right. It's not accurate. It doesn't paint the full picture of who God really is. And then he corrects all of that. And I think that's so applicable today, right? Because there's so much information out there. We talk all the time about what we can trust, what we see online, or what we can't trust, and how do we discern that? Well, nothing's more important than knowing, what did Jesus actually say? What does God actually say in his word? And so that's why we're doing this study. I can't wait. Tomorrow night, 6:30, we're going to be looking at the Sermon on the Mount. And so like I said, you can join us in person at the Washington campus, or if you're not comfortable or you're not able to come, that is fine. You can join us on Zoom. We've done that the last few weeks, and it's worked pretty well. Thankfully, no technical issues so far. And so we've had some people join us through Zoom, and that's great. If you want to join us on Zoom, you just need to email Donna Franco, dfranco@biblechapel.org, and she will give you that Zoom invite, that information. But hope to see you either on Zoom or in person this Wednesday at the Washington campus, 6:30. We are excited. I'm excited to look at the Sermon on the Mount. Looking ahead this Sunday, we're going to continue the sermon series, His Story, My Story. I'm excited about that. Boy, I hope you caught Ron's message this past Sunday on Esther. Phenomenal. He unpacked and kind of summarized that whole book and really dove in on some key points. Great message on Esther. If you missed that, you can go back and find that online. But a couple things happening across all our campuses this Sunday. We're going to have our congregational meeting, our annual congregational meeting. So if you're a member, I'm now talking to you, really want you to stay after service, our 11 o'clock service, stay after for that, and we'll get started right away, and we'll have our congregational meeting to approve our budget. The second thing would be, if you're watching this and you are new to the Bible Chapel, particularly new to the Washington campus, also this Sunday, during the second service, we're going to have Discover TBC, week 1 of Discover TBC. This is where we explain who we are as a church, what we're all about. You'll hear our history. We'll touch on what we believe. And then coming up in the next couple of weeks, you'll be able to meet key people at the church, at our campus, key volunteers. You'll find out what are the next steps you can take, and how you can grow in your faith, how you can be involved. And so Discover TBC, again, that begins this coming Sunday. If you don't have to register, just come this Sunday. Don't worry about that. During the second service, 11 o'clock, we're going to have Discover TBC. So we're excited about that. A lot of great things happening. Like I said, hope to see you this Wednesday. If not Wednesday, hope to see you on Sunday. But until I see you again, let's press on.